Hey guys, so before we get into the meat and potatoes of your actual training program, I wanted to discuss one of the fundamental components of heavy weightlifting, and that's being able to maintain a neutral spine through big compound movements like squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, and even things as simple as a plank or a push-up. So what I refer to as a neutral position of your spine is that natural position you should be in if you're just standing up with good posture. Okay, so those vertebrae are just nice and stacked on each other. You have that natural sort of S-curve to your back. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a drill that I want you guys to do before you go to the gym and start loading up these movements with weight. So you're going to find some sort of stick that is at least the length of your torso. So it can be, I have a PVC pipe here that works great. You can use something just as simple as a broom. It'll work. So what you'll do, you'll take that pipe, you're going to place it behind your back, and you want that pipe to touch 3 points of your body. So you want to touch the back of your head, the top of your back, and then at your hips. Okay, and then with your hands, you're just going to reach in those little gaps that'll form with those natural curves I was talking about with your body. So that's going to be right behind your neck here, so your neck, and then your lower back. And then what you want to do is sort of make sure you're just being active, using those muscles to actively support your spine. So squeezing the glutes, all right? Engaging those abs so your rib cage is locked down, you're not flaring up with the ribs. Right? So even now as I have 3 points of contact, I still want to make sure that I'm minimizing those open spaces between my body and that pipe. It also means kind of packing down the chin, okay, and holding here. So now we're going to go into what is called a hinge or just hip flexion. So what you want to do is just unlock your knees, so think soft knees, and then you're just going to push your butt back as far as you can. And then you have to maintain all 3 points of contact with that PVC pipe throughout that move. So what you should feel is sort of a nice little tightness in your hamstrings, but then you're going to squeeze your glutes, and then you're going to come up. Okay, so it seems like a simple enough movement, but it's something that a lot of people struggle with. They're not very good at engaging those muscles on the back side of their body. So things like their hamstrings, their glutes, their lats, and all that musculature that supports your spine. So I see it a lot with my clients. They might do something like this, okay? So they start to push their hips back, but then they just start kind of bending forward at the spine. Okay, so you can now see that PVC pipe is way above my hips. I've lost that neutral position, and now I'm sort of passively supporting that weight. So for instance, I think on your first day, you're doing an RDL, which is essentially just a hip hinge. You're just holding that barbell in front of you. You're gonna pull those shoulder blades down towards your hips. All right, good posture, again, core is engaged, unlock those knees, and then just push your butt back, keeping that nice neutral position with your back. But again, if you're being passive and not holding that neutral position, it might look something like this. So now I'm just putting all that torque on those vertebrae of my spine, which is no good. I'm not using any muscles, and you're gonna hurt yourself. And this same thing can be done for a squat. So again, take that PVC pipe, put it in those same spots. You're still basically doing a hip hinge, but now you're also bending at the knees. And you can see that PVC pipe stays in contact all the way throughout. So what I was talking about before was flexion. Here we can see people going forward into flexion. On the opposite end of things, you can see hyperextension. So then that might look something like this. So now I'm really flaring up. I had this huge gap in my back. My head is kind of, leaning back, tilting back really far, and I might do something like this. So now you can see the bar is actually not maintaining contact with my upper back. You'll see that a little bit, but again, sort of using that passive support where you're just really arching really too hard on your back, and that means you're gonna have to lock down up front and hold the position there. Okay, so go ahead, give that a try. It's really simple. But I don't want you guys to do those hinges and those squats until you know what a neutral position is and how it should feel like. And this will be sort of like a gradual process. You might be able to do it with your body weight, but then as soon as you put some weight on it, it could be a little more challenging. So as you're doing these lifts, make sure you're always being cognizant of what neutral feels like and how to do those movements. Okay, so go ahead and give that a try.